you ever found yourself unable to stop thinking about someone, as if your entire mind and heart had been hijacked by their presence? That state has a name: limerence. It feels like love, but sharper, more consuming, a longing that borders on compulsion. It can bring euphoria and despair in equal measure. But here's the truth: limerence is not a flaw in you, it's a signal, an invitation to grow the inner skills life is asking for right now. I'm a psychotherapist, executive coach, clinical supervisor, and award-winning researcher. For over 2 decades, I've worked with more than 1,000 clients, many of whom were caught in this very struggle, untangling longing, obsession, and despair. I've also taught research methods at master's and PhD level and contributed to the development of measures of belief systems with Aaron Beck, the founder of cognitive therapy. My name's Dr. Tony Weston. I created the Lifelong Capacities Map and the Psychevita Vitality Scale because our struggles are not random flaws. They're signals of where our development is being called to grow. The term limerence was coined by psychologist Dorothy Tenov in 1979 to describe overwhelming romantic obsession, intrusive thoughts, emotional surges, desperate sensitivity to reciprocation. A text message can lift you into bliss. Silence can cast you into despair. What makes limerence so painful is that it isn't simply about the other person. The object of limerence becomes a projection of unmet psychological needs within ourselves. Our longing, our worth, our unspoken fears are placed onto them as if they hold the key to our aliveness. This is where the experience feels so consuming. But, and this is crucial, limerence is not a punishment. Like trauma can sometimes lead to post-traumatic growth, limerence can, in time, become the catalyst for profound personal transformation. This is where Psychevita comes in. Psychevita is a way of measuring psychological vitality across 6 levels, from 0, a state of breakdown, through to level 5, fully flourishing. It's mapped across 12 capacities and 48 competencies that together describe the architecture of human growth. The Lifelong Capacities Map shows us that often what we call mental illness, depression, anxiety, obsession, are not permanent flaws. They are mismatches between life's demands and our current level of development. Each symptom is a signal pointing us to the very skills we most need to strengthen. So when we look at limerence through the lens of Psychevita, we can see where our vitality has dropped and where it can be raised. Haruto was 34, an accomplished architect, admired by colleagues. Yet he was exhausted. For months, he'd been consumed by a woman he hardly knew. He replayed every encounter, imagined their future, interpreted every silence. His sense of self rose and fell with her responses. When he first came to see me, Haruto's Psychevita was sitting around level 2, some strengths intact, but vitality compromised. His emotions were flooding him rather than being processed. That's capacity 1.2. His self-worth, capacity 3.4, depended entirely on another's gaze. Boundaries blurred, as capacity 4.4. Impulse control, capacity 6.1, faltered as he checked messages repeatedly. But with guidance, he began to build these capacities. He practiced separating longing from reality, grounding himself in his worth, stepping back to recognize I'm in a state called limerence. This is not the sum of who I am. As his capacities developed, his Psychevita rose to level 4, where emotions became guides rather than tyrants, and where longing could exist without consuming him. If you're in limerence, it can feel frightening. You may ask yourself, am I broken? Why can't I let go? Why do I need them so much? The answer is, you are not broken. You are projecting unmet needs onto another human being, and your psyche is asking you to grow, to develop the skills that allow you to hold longing, to sustain self-worth, to trust connection without losing yourself. This is not about killing desire, it is about transforming obsession into capacity. And one day, as many of my clients have found, you may even look back with gratitude. Gratitude for an experience that, though painful, forced you to grow into someone freer, more whole, more capable of love. So what can you do today? Begin by naming the state. This is limerence. By naming it, you create space. Then breathe. Longer exhales calm the nervous system. Anchor your worth within yourself, not in another's response. I've created a short PsycheScription for limerence, a guided practice you can use whenever obsessive thoughts take hold. You'll find the link below. If you're caught in the relentless orbit of limerence and it is exhausting you, know this: you don't have to navigate it alone. My primary work is with people like you, high-functioning, thoughtful, often successful individuals who find themselves undone by this kind of experience. If you're ready, you can schedule a one-to-one session using the link below. Together, we'll use the Lifelong Capacities Map to chart where you are, where you can grow, and how to reclaim your vitality. And if you'd like further resources, you'll also find my book, Transform Your Life, the ultimate guide to self-mastery, and of course, the free PsycheScription practice for limerence. Limerence is not a flaw, it is a signal, a call to grow. And when answered, obsession becomes the pathway, not to despair, but to connection, vitality, and love that is steady and real.